Love the struggle. That is the rule and protect of I life. Oh, and I'm African with African pride. Rising to the end of the light. One more, heading up there. For a nation to move forward. African with African pride. Rising to the end of the light. One more, heading up there. For this nation to move forward. But then we can all unite. Put each man difference aside. Why can't we just come together? See some tribal wars and fight. Who knows better us do better? As well as collective inside. May not be exposed to education, but surely don't come from right. Africans with African pride. Fighting to the dead of the right. One more heading up there. For this nation to move forward. Africans with African pride. Fighting to the dead of the right. One more heading up there. For this nation to move forward. Say, hey, we need a motivation. Teach time to be self-sufficient. No one to depend on no one for attainment of my grade. All these words are my calling. Children crying white spot tears. Hunger and bad harvest plenty. Ooh, Africans in African pride. Fighting to the end of the right. One more shaking out there. For any nation to move forward. Africans in African pride. Fighting to the end of the right. Free Africa, to all entire Africa, free Africa, fire, Africa, pride, fighting to the end of the light, one more, heading out there, for this nation to move forward, Africans with African pride, fighting to the end of the light, one more, heading out there, for this nation.
I do not own any copyright to this song. I do not own any copyright to this song. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, family. Thank you so much for watching the videos. You guys have been great. You guys have been super. You guys have watched the videos when I put them out. You guys have subscribed. You guys have liked, comment, even emailed me. You guys even emailed me. I really do appreciate that. You guys take the movement at heart. And the movement is our movement. The movement is our fight, our struggle, our movement. We will not have that kind of movement anymore once they are acknowledge the fact that civil right is a human right. This conversation will not be continued until they understand the fact that white supremacy, racism has no place in society. Once they can understand that, they can grasp that, and we are equal, we're gonna have to fight other issues, like many other countries, like Europe, America, everywhere that is quote unquote Democrats. They are fighting other issues, but racism and bigotry and white supremacy, for the most part, it is not one of their concerns because they don't have that for the most part amongst them. So we have to continue with our struggle. We have to continue fight for our rights. Okay, can you imagine? 2019? After everything that we went through in America, and on the continent, in the Caribbean, South America, in the Pacific, especially in America, that's supposed to be the ruler of the world, that's supposed to be a leader, especially in America, that black people still have to go through fighting for their civil right, just for the basic human right, the right to work. If if you qualify and you have the potential, you should, the right to work in an environment, in a setting without have to face prejudice, the right to go to good school, the right to drink clean water. Okay? I mean, look at what is going on in Flint, Michigan. The right to eat fresh produce. Instead of having those desert, instead of having those desert area in our community. Because research shows that if they took out those fast food chains, the community would be a desert. Because there's no major supermarket, no farmer's market, none of that. Can you imagine in 2019, after all our ancestors went through, especially during the 1960s and 50s, and yet we still have to repeat the same thing. So the struggles continue. Yes, this conversation, they must go on. This conversation will not be end until we don't have the need to for us to talk about them. So black people, we have to come together. We have to unite. We need to stop allowing both stuff to differentiate us. Okay? I'm sorry. I have a little cold. I work with a trach patient. And when she gets sick, sometimes I get sick. It doesn't even matter if I put a mask on when I'm giving her the trach care. So I am sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to just grab a piece of napkin and I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Sorry for the interruption. I thought I was doing fine. I did take an allergy medication. I'm sorry. Oh, guys, I am so sorry. Yes, that poor baby. Every time she gets sick, I get sick. And I had to do this video. So I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry, clearing my throat like that with that noise. Some people, they've never heard it. But I will tell you, sorry guys, that is something we do in the Caribbean. That is something we do in the Caribbean a lot. I've noticed that we do it a lot. I don't know, but most of the time when I'm at work and I'm going like, and people are like, what is that? What are you doing? How do you do that? Why do you do that? And I tell them, I guess the area that how our structure, our nose, ears, and throat structure, the nerve ending kind of like irritated, and it triggers me to do that. But I would like to apologize for that. But yes, guys, I'm sick a little bit. But yes, guys, so the struggle, they are there, and we have to unite. We must not let both stop differentiate us, okay? Because the only difference between us is the both stop. Because of the diversity of our culture should not be an obstacle amongst us, okay? Because even here in the state, we have different we have diversity. People in the north, people in the north, and people in the south, people in central. They do things different and all of that. That is very, banal. That we should not even be worried about stuff like that. So we have to come together to make sure that we do not allow both stuff to differentiate us, and we have to come together because listen, we know that we're differentiating ourselves amongst us. We're trying to let both stop differentiate us and say, hey, no, I'm this and I'm that and I'm this and I'm that. But guess what? The oppressor, he does not look at, or she does not look, they don't look at us like that. All they needed to see was a black person in front of me. Okay, and they because they put all of us in one pile. You see what I'm saying? So we have to come together. We have to acknowledge. Okay, we have to do. We have to be mindful. Okay, be mindful of what you're eating, be mindful of what you're putting in your body. Don't be reckless. Okay, whatever you do, don't be reckless in it. Okay, and we have to be very proactive, because our unity is the only thing that is holding us back is our unity. Yes, guys, before I really get to what I am going to talk about, I had a subscriber who wanted me to. She said, she told me, she said, Kathleen, please, can you do me a favor when you're, doing your next video? You kind of like tell me what's behind you. And I was like, okay, I will try. I'll make it very short, because she was assuming that it was Jesus and the 12 disciple. And I was like, what did you say? Jesus and who? I said, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I do not have white Jesus behind me and the 12 disciple. Okay? No. And even if I would put any biblical stuff in my house, trust me, if the painting was not black, I wouldn't put it in. Because even a kindergarten will tell you. If you tell a kindergarten right now, these people live here, these people live there, these people live there, these people live there, and then you go and tell them, but people from the Bible, that's how they look. You say, no, that's not how they're supposed to look. The kindergarten will be like, no, they're supposed to look black, because you said they are from there, and you said people from that area, that's how they look. So why do you paint them black? I mean, white. Why are they white? Even the kindergarten, you would, know that, these biblical folks are not supposed to be white. Okay, they're supposed to be somewhat brown and black. But anyway, yeah, this has nothing to do with Jesus. Lord have mercy. And I would not have no white Jesus in the house like that. No, ma'am, I don't do that. But this is all of our leaders. This is all of our leaders. This is Nkrumah Nkrumah of Ghana. Nkrumah Nkrumah of Ghana. Of course, they killed him. Frederick Douglass, Elijah Muhammad, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey. Okay? These are all of our leaders. All of our leaders. They just sitting at the round table and, of course, debating our struggles. Going through our issues again. Okay? I'm sorry, guys. I want you guys to please be patient with me. I took something for it. Unfortunately, I guess it could have been worse. Yes, guys. I wanted to bring to your attention, guys. You know what? Africa is the only continent, or I would say black people also outside of Africa, is the only group of people that anyone, even amongst us, can harass, kill, and all sort of condition, and we have no one to talk on our behalf. We have no one to talk on our behalf. Yes, amongst us, we will talk on our behalf, but it's like because we're not authority, because we're not in charge, we're not in control, it is just another way of just running our mouth. Okay? Africa's children are the only group of kids that you can do anything to him or her, and we have no one, absolutely no one, who can come and speak on our behalf. China's children, because they have mom and dad, which is their government, you cannot send any kid from China to say, hey, where you going? Hey, go buy me something at the store and keep the change. 9 o'clock p.m., 11 o'clock p.m., nobody's asking her if she took a shower, him or her. No one cares if she had dinner, him or her. No one cares about anything. She is just raising herself. She is just raising herself. American children, not America's stepchildren, but America's children, the white one, they can run anywhere in the world. Ad lib. If someone happened to touch one of them, okay? If someone happened to touch one of them, listen, you would have the Embassy of the United States, you would have, listen, good example, when there's a natural disaster in a particular country, they would put advisory to make sure all the American children find safe haven, or catch a plane back to your country, to the United States. And Europe, the same thing. Africa is the only continent that its children are scattered throughout the world and they have no one to run to. They are literally taking care of themselves. And by taking care of themselves, every valuable things that they have in the house, whether they know the value of it, whether they don't know the value of it, people just come and say, I'm going to take this. I will take that. They don't even ask. Sometimes I ask myself, is it because they don't know the value of it? Or is it because they do know the value of it, but there's nothing that they can do? Africa will be free, like I said again, once it is part of the big cats. And Africa's children will be protected. Africa's children will be protected. I'm sorry. Once Africa is amongst the big cat. Okay? Once Africa is amongst the big cat, that's when Africa will be protected. So that's why, and part of the struggle, we must be alert and oriented of what is going on. And we are, just because we're not on the continent, that doesn't mean that we're not supposed, or we cannot take part, okay, and what is going on. Yes, we can. By logging into social media, liking different type of group that pop up on your social media, Kenya TV, Gambia TV, I'm sorry, stuff like that. Okay? Like I told people, if you want to decolonize your mind, or if you want us to be, our mind to be decolonized, there's stuff that we can do. There are stuff that we can do, such as taking relaxer off, try to eat more healthy instead of, focusing on pizza, the American diet, because the American diet is not good. And like I said, I posted something today on my Facebook page, and I posted, there is no difference between doctors and pastors as far as how nutrition, do business. Because if you're a nutritionist, okay, you're just following a protocol when it should not be like that. If you're a doctor, you're just following a protocol, which it should not be like that. If you are a pastor, you're just following a protocol, which it should not be. It should not be like that. Nutritionists are telling you to consume dairy, okay? Because the government told them to implement that in their nutrition. When we should be staying the hell away from dairy. We, especially black people, we have no business drinking. The only dairy that we should be drinking is our mom's milk from birth, perhaps to 2 and 3 years old. Just that. And no more dairy should have ever come to our mouth. But because the government is not looking after us, because the government really don't care about us, and most of us, you know, who are drinking these things are black and brown, so they put that into the criteria of the nutritionist, and the nutritionist just come and repeat like a true puppet, blah 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 blah. Just like some pastors, they know, some pastors know. You know, we should not have that white Jesus picture here. We should not have the white Jesus picture in. Some of the pastors, the Bible has a lot of they have questioned themselves. Okay? Doctors as well, they have things that they would not do to their family member, but yet they're telling you to go ahead and do it. Okay? So we have to make sure we take part of the African struggle. We have to know what is going on the continent. And you don't have to go on the continent. Finding out groups, finding out the news, wherever that your 2 cents will be valued, wherever your 2 cents, they will take note of your 2 cents. Put your 2 cents in the comment section. Okay? I'm sorry, guys. Oh my God, thank you so much for your patience. My hand sanitizer is almost done. That's how much I've used it between yesterday and today. But yes, guys, we have to take part of it, and for far too long, we've stayed in our own little community. For far too long, we have stayed among us. Far too long, we group ourselves and isolate ourselves among, our tribes. No, it's about time that we need to break the chain. It's about time that we need to break that circle. It's about time that we integrate in each other's culture. Okay? Listen, by January, make it your Christmas. I don't celebrate Christmas, but for those of you guys, or I have some people that tell me that, hey, we don't celebrate Christmas, but we use that holiday to gather with family, to commemorate, our family and stuff like that, have family time and stuff like that. But anyway, by December, guys, we are in August, you have September, October, November, December. You have 4 months. You have 4 months to find you a black foreigner or find you a black American and be friends with that person. Find yourself a black American, find yourself a black foreigner, and exchange ideas, exchange knowledge, and educate each other, and research each other, and embrace each other, and get to know each other, so we can have an integration and migration within each other's culture. Far too long we've been apart, we've been separated, guys, because the struggle is real. The struggle is real. Africa is the only continent, and Africa has children outside I think, no, I don't want to say Africa only, but I think maybe the Asian and African are the only 2 group of commodity, if you want to put it like that got so much children outside of out of the continent, out of their continent. Okay? Because you have a lot of Asians scattered throughout the world, especially right now with China. China has about almost 20 million Chinese outside of China working for the government. Not people on their own term, but working for the government. Like I'll say company and and all that. Because you know how they do it? This is what I like about China. China government is a little bit different than the United States or Africa. Or Europe, because most of the companies that come in, they have a say-so in most of the company. They have a say-so. So if your company is going outside of China to work, the government knows about it. And you tell the government how many people that you're going to carry with you. So the government, it's like pretty much there's some quote unquote, some type in the government or working for the government or part of the government. And some kind of indirect way. I'm sorry. In some form of indirect way. I think Africa should be like that too. To really get things going, to speed things up and stuff like that. But yes, you got Africa and Asia are the only two group of continent that got more people outside of the continent, and also a lot of their people are pretty much all around the globe. Yeah. So my thing is, Africa needs to get its duck in the row, because right now the presidents are waking up. But also we have our part that we have to do. We cannot say these are African, look at them Haitian, look at them Jamaican, look at the Black American. No, no, we are one. So we have to make sure we make Africa's business our business, the Caribbean business our business, and Black American business our business. If we don't do it like that, we're going to always, look at our people. You would think that they died, they killed them. You would think that, things would be different. But no, we're still repeating, fighting, put our lives on the line for the same thing that they did. We're doing the same thing that they did. That we keep fighting for basic rights, civil rights. Civil right is a human right. I'm sorry. So, Africa is the only Africa is the only continent where anything could happen to its people. They can go on the continent and kill mass. Nobody's holding accountable. Look what happened in 1994 in Somalia. That's just to name that. We can come up with even a 200 cases of what they did. Okay? No one is held accountable for it. Outside of Africa, look what is going on here in America with can you imagine that? It's like America don't care. America is big, bad, and bold. But the world is watching America. Look what the president of Philippines said. The president of Philippines said, I'm killing drug dealers. I am killing drug dealers in my country. But you're killing people just because they're black. The world is watching you. The world is watching you. They see how you do your own citizen. They see how you treat your own citizen. They see that you don't want to pay for reparation. They see what goes on. And look at in the Caribbean as well. They would go and suck the Caribbean dry of its resources. Okay? Deforest the Caribbean. Okay? And yet, there's no good hospital. When these people used to live on herbs, they used to live on, herbal stuff. No good hospital. No food. That right now they're gonna have to, like some part of the Caribbean, they have to rely on import food, and we don't eat canned food. That's not our diet. We do not eat canned food. We do not eat frozen food that you just take and put in the microwave. A real good Haitian meal, diri, sauce pois, légumes, will take you even if you prep things ahead of time, it will take you about a good hour, 10 minute, hour, 20 minute to get everything together, even if you did prep. And when I'm saying prep, I'm referring to the vegetables. You got to peel them. That will take you about 30 minutes, depending on how much you're cooking for. To peel them. The vegetables, the chayote, the carrots, the eggplant, okay, the cabbage, okay, and then the saucepra, which is dry beans. Sometimes we have to let it soak overnight, or it's gonna take 45 minutes to just cook. And then the whole process of the process is so long. Listen, good, and that's not only Haitian, that's African, Black American. Our food, fresh food, takes time to cook. So, they don't want us to live right. And I mean, literally, I've heard many Africans that would tell me, say, Ketley, we don't mind staying on our continent. Leave us alone. Let us stay on our continent. We don't have to be here. Don't go and destroy our continent and think when you go get few of us and you bring us here and you're doing us a favor. No, you're not. You're not doing us a favor. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sick. Yes, you're not doing us a favor when you go in our country and cause chaos, cause problem, cause destruction, and then come and go get to a handful and bring us to the state, and then we have to face racism, we have to face oppression, we have to face all the bigotry,